Hi everyone, I'm here to introduce our Marketing Management course's first group project. My name is Liz and I worked on the Starbucks case study with Chandler and Emily. To give a bit of an introduction to our project, we focused on how Starbucks is a company that provides value to their customers in terms of both a high-quality product and a well-known service. Starbucks customers are loyal to their branded coffee and specialty drinks as well as the atmospheric appeal that accompanies their purchase. Starbucks has met great success in increasing revenue year after year with this approach. However, COVID has presented a significant challenge for this company, due in part to the impact that social distancing has had on the ability to enjoy the Starbucks environment, coupled with a weakening economy and more widespread unemployment, all of which impact the customer's ability to pay for higher-end coffee. Our presentation will discuss Starbucks' major marketing issues that have arisen as a result of COVID, and we will discuss a situation analysis, which will include a closer examination of Starbucks' strengths and weaknesses, as well as opportunities and threats. We will then present some alternative courses of action, and finally, we will conclude with recommendations centered around potential areas of improvement in order to resolve the outcomes of Starbucks' marketing problems from COVID. I will start with an explanation of the problem identification. As I mentioned, Starbucks' major marketing problem has arisen as a result of COVID. One of Starbucks' most prominent values for customers is the experience that comes along with the purchase of a Starbucks coffee, particularly the atmospheric appeal. According to a CNN Business article, Starbucks wants to be the place where you pick up your coffee and go, but also the place where you order and stay. This experience was founded by Howard Schultz, Starbucks chairman and chief executive officer, when he traveled to Italy and wanted to bring the vision of the Italian coffeehouse tradition back to the United States. Schultz's vision was a place for conversation and a sense of community, and he was aiming to create a third place between work and home. Starbucks has successfully cultivated this environment, and this aspect served as a basis for their success. However, with social distancing in place due to COVID, the opportunity to sit and enjoy a cup of coffee in this curated environment has become null over the past year. In this slide, you will see the problem identification framed through the concept of customer perceived value for Starbucks pre-COVID, and then within the current COVID environment. The total customer benefit and cost for Starbucks pre-COVID included the benefit of the product itself, which is high-quality coffee and specialty drinks. Customers received the well-known services benefit through the welcoming environment where they might have sat to socialize or complete work. Starbucks ensured customers received a personnel benefit through their individualized experience with baristas who wrote their customers' names on their cups. Additionally, the image benefit of the Starbucks logo represented a luxury. These customer benefits outweighed the customer costs, which included the monetary cost or the higher price for their Starbucks cup of coffee, the time cost, which may include lengthy lines to the register, as well as the energy and psychological costs in terms of the exertion that customers undertook to buy and drink their coffee. These benefits and costs sit in contrast to the current COVID-19 atmosphere, where many of these benefits have been lost and the costs weigh more heavily. For example, customers are no longer able to profit from the services benefit of drinking their coffee in stores, and most personnel benefits have decreased as many customers are utilizing drive-through services rather than picking up in store. The image benefit has also decreased because individuals are no longer carrying their coffee cups with Starbucks logos into their office or out with friends, but rather back to their homes. The monetary cost of a cup of coffee from Starbucks may no longer be worth the cost for individuals who have lost their jobs due to COVID. And finally, the time cost may have increased because many Starbucks stores have since shut down, making the drive to the closest Starbucks store further. Lastly, in terms of problem identification, COVID has caused a large problem for Starbucks, who has built its marketing strategy on the assumption that people can gather, are able to share their luxury branded cup of coffee publicly, and are able to afford a higher priced coffee. As mentioned, with social distancing and job losses, some customers are not remaining loyal to this brand. They are going elsewhere for their coffee for a lower price. Starbucks has needed to rethink how to contribute to customer satisfaction, how to retain their customers and convince them to return, adding to their customer lifetime value, and finally, how to influence customers' buying process so that Starbucks is chosen over competitors such as Dunkin' Donuts, Peet's Coffee and Tea, or Tim Hortons. Starbucks will need to shift their competitive frame of reference for their selected target market to redefine how their products and services relate with competing products. In other words, Starbucks will need to reposition their brand in order to attract and retain customers throughout the remainder of COVID-19. Prior to the pandemic, Starbucks had strong points of difference. However, without their specific services being offered, their points of parity of serving a good cup of coffee can certainly be rivaled.
When people cannot gather and enjoy Starbucks coffee, what can they do? What are the strengths and opportunities Starbucks possesses that can outweigh the weaknesses and threats of the COVID-19 external environment? As a direct result of COVID-19, going into Q2 of 2020, Starbucks was down $915 million in revenue due to temporary closures, restricted sales channels, shortened operating hours, and severely reduced customer traffic. This was a first negative drop for Starbucks in revenue since 2009. Therefore, 100 additional stores will close on top of the 400 previously closed because customers are showing up less frequently. In order to combat COVID-19, we analyzed the situation Starbucks is facing through a SWOT analysis. As you can see on the slide, we outline the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats Starbucks has to consider. For strengths, Starbucks' own brand is the biggest one. The recognition of the brand is known in the coffee world as it is one of the most popular in the food and beverage industry. Customer loyalty is driven by the use of its impressive and digitally enhanced rewards program within the Starbucks app. Not only do you collect stars for dollars paid at Starbucks, which leads to a free drink or food option after 150 stars, but the app also allows customers to place mobile orders and link their credit cards for contactless payment. The app is quite a POD for Starbucks, as there is no other app quite like it. It is easy to use and allows for great rewards. Coming on the heels of strengths are the inherent weaknesses of Starbucks that need to be addressed. Starbucks prices are very high comparatively to its immediate competitors. Drinks can range from $2 to $6 depending on the type of drink and the size, whereas drinks can be half the price at Dunkin'. This could be a main reason why Dunkin' reigns as the most loyal brand according to the Customer Loyalty Engagement Index for coffee, in both in-home and out-of-home. Price is definitely a POD for Starbucks, but could it be driving away much-needed customers, especially during a pandemic? The challenges or threats Starbucks faced in the last year can be summed up by COVID-19. Store closures, lost revenue, decreased customer base, and decreased customer traffic within stores are all external factors the company did not see throughout the majority of 2020. However, these challenges can be opportunities for the brand. If Starbucks can further enhance its digital platform in an age where technology rules, the company can take advantage of increasing the channel for on-the-go purchases. The brand can shift from their in-store environment to an on-the-go environment that is both attractive and easy for the customer. In a world where masks and social distancing are required, this might be the best option for the brand. Alternatives will need to be considered to ensure customer loyalty remains and outpaces the brand's competitors.
As Liz and Chandler have both discussed, Starbucks is facing this current problem due to the circumstances of the pandemic. But that's not to say that there aren't alternative courses of action that can help bring the customer perceived value back up. CEO Kevin Johnson described the situation perfectly in a quote that states, "The company's visit has evolved from the stop on the way to a destination worth leaving the house for." It's no secret that there is now a higher demand for a drive-thru for Starbucks loyal customers. As we've all learned from economics classes in the past, we need to match this increase in demand by improving the supply at hand. First and foremost, they need to shift their focus to their storefronts that currently have drive-thru capabilities. This shift in consumer behavior means that Starbucks needs to look at the consumer's experience in line with quick and easy ordering. In order to compete with other successful companies, the coffee giant must find ways to cut down these wait times and keep customers happy without ever stepping foot in the door. A second alternative is a shift in focus to group ordering. Due to the current circumstances, and as Johnson stated, customers are now going out of their way to leave their homes and pick up from Starbucks. They're no longer grabbing a quick coffee to drink during their commute to work. With that being said, Starbucks now must encourage loyal customers to buy for others when going out of their way to drive to a nearby Starbucks location. I know personally, as somebody who is working remotely at home with other family members, we often take turns driving out to pick up coffee for all of us at one time. Sources say that while the number of tickets has decreased since the start of the pandemic, sales are actually staying consistently up, and this is in part due to the catching on of this trend. Additionally, pushing for more group sales can also allow the company to push their food sales simultaneously. Rather than solely focus on coffee, Starbucks can push customers to grab a few bakery items or sandwiches for friends and family while grabbing coffee for the group. The concept of group ordering can truly open a wide array of many alternatives that the company can take advantage of. A third alternative is to increase the company's digital presence. Again, more and more consumers are working remotely from computers at home nowadays, and that can lead to more online presence, specifically from a large portion of Starbucks' current target market, which includes millennials and Gen Z. By connecting with young adult consumers through enhanced social media efforts and increased digital access or content, the coffee giant can improve post-purchase behavior. As mentioned previously, Starbucks has always relied on brand awareness through their logo in everyday life, whether it be at a shopping mall or even in the workplace. But now they must focus on brand awareness online. If Starbucks can continue to put more time and effort into improving their smartphone app, as well as their presence on platforms like Twitter or Instagram or even Facebook, they can position themselves better given the circumstances. And finally, one minor alternative is the shift to increased outdoor seating capabilities for customers. As the weather begins to warm up and we find that more and more consumers prefer the safe option of outdoor seating at restaurants, Starbucks can find a happy medium of improving their drive-thru capabilities while still giving loyal customers the option to come and sit while enjoying their coffee. In correlation with the previously mentioned alternative courses of action, there are several recommendations that our group can make in order to improve the Starbucks experience during COVID. First, Starbucks must look to directly influence post-purchase behavior for customers that are already loyal to the brand. This can be done by shifting its segmentation efforts to their young consumers online. It isn't a secret that millennials and Gen Z are digitally savvy for the most part, and this pandemic has only pushed them to spend even more time browsing the web and checking in on social media. Starbucks has a chance to put their brand in front of these people even more than they already do. Group ordering has started to increase without most people even realizing it. We recommend that Starbucks take full advantage of this. There is an opportunity here for the coffee giant to create an online promotional campaign centered around group ordering. It is our suggestion that Starbucks use its technological resources to create pop-up ads on the mobile app that pop up in the ordering feature when customers are ordering for more than a certain amount of money, which could indicate a group order. For example, knowing that one coffee at Starbucks averages about $3 and the average sandwich is $4 to $5, there could be an indicator coded to generate this pop-up if an order goes above about $15, which most likely means that they are ordering for multiple people. This pop-up could push consumers to tweet or post about their group order, entering them into a possible sweepstakes to win coffee for their entire group. This marketing effort could target families working at home together, friends getting together in a socially distant manner, or even a group of nurses or doctors working on the front lines in hospitals in groups. If this company can spark more awareness and interest in this concept, they can not only improve post-purchase behavior for already loyal consumers, but they actually can potentially inherit new customers that fall into these groups. In addition, we recommend that the company continue utilizing more technology resources to improve the drive-thru experience. If there are any Chick-fil-A customers out there, you have more than likely seen the efficiency that exists in drive-thru efforts from the company in the middle of the pandemic. This is in large due to their increased number of handheld ordering devices. Our recommendation is for Starbucks to begin purchasing and utilizing more of these in their drive-thru efforts in order to cut down on wait times and increase their customer numbers. In addition, for Starbucks locations that have the space and property to do so, we suggest that the company invest in expanding the drive-thru lines so that more cars are able to fit in line easily. And finally, by continuing to improve the hiring process and working conditions for the employees, the company can impact the experience of consumers. It's no secret that happy employees lead to a happy environment and therefore a happy experience for customers. Continuing to improve safe workplace conditions and hiring those that are good communicators and problem solvers will also help with the customer's experience, even if it is just at a drive-thru.
During the course of this presentation, we took you through the problem that Starbucks is facing today due to the ongoing global COVID-19 pandemic, the alternatives the company should consider when combating COVID-19, and the recommendations we have for Starbucks to continue to grow and enhance customer loyalty. Based on the shift towards a social distance society and the reliance on technology and ease of transactions, we feel Starbucks' best path forward is to segment the market on specific customers through the use of online promotions and group ordering while enhancing their on-the-go market through drive-thru and pickup enhancements. These recommendations hone in on the idea that customer loyalty is the primary target, and there is no better way to enhance customer loyalty than adjusting with the times and providing customers a safe, easy, and technological advanced environment to buy their coffee, teas, and bakery items. We hope you enjoyed our presentation and look forward to seeing what Starbucks has in store for 2021 from a marketing perspective and hope to see our recommendations put into play. This slide details our works cited for both our paper and presentation. Thank you.